Hello, one and all, this is Nerdcraft here, bringing you a 1v1 matchup here on the Antigua Shipyard. Spawning as our red Terran in the southern position is Dragon himself. Yeah, I'm sure you guys know who Dragon is. He's a really funny guy, a really big streamer. Recently departed Slayers player, unfortunately. And his opponent here spawning on the northern position is our blue Terran player, Pasildan. Pasildan, I think that is. Pasildan. I'm trying to think like Basil. Basil spelt like the first half of this guy's name, but instead of a P, it's a B. So I'm just gonna like maybe Pasildan. Is it? Like say the first part like Basil, but with P. Pasildan. Pasildan. Pasildane. I don't know. I'll just call him Pasildan, or maybe Dan. I'm not sure. So mirror matchup here on Antigua Shipyard. I was going to say on the Antigua Shipyard. Then I just realized, holy crap! I keep saying the Antigua Shipyard a lot for some reason. And this is the golden version, the version that is considered broken by many people. But how could something be broken in a mirror matchup? Really, I suppose you could think of ways, but that's really like due to player build order instead of actual like instead of actual unit ability. So Boxer going to be putting down his barracks right there. That was roughly at the 13 or 12 supply mark, just very standard. As to what Pasildan, I have to think of his name every single time I say it, Pasildan is doing, he's doing the exact same thing. So this is a mirror matchup to a T. The SCVs are even popping out at the same time, almost exactly. Well, refinery finished. Refinery for Dragon finished a little. For Pasildan actually finished a little faster than Dragon's. So that's what's going to be going on. Both barracks finished simultaneously, and they're both going for Tech Lab. So I think they're both doing a Reaper Expo. That's pretty much everything that indicates it to me. The only other thing he could do with this Tech Lab is do like a concussive shell opening with Marauders. Of course, it'd be with Marauders. Could you imagine if Marines had concussive shell and like every single bullet caused like the slowing ability of concussive shell? Then yeah, that's the only time I would truly admit that these are OP. So the SCV for Pasildan is coming in here. He's going to see the scout. He's going to see, oh, it's exactly what I'm doing. And Dragon has yet to scout his opponent, but you know he will eventually. As you can see here, yeah, that's where he knows. Pasildan saw the Tech Lab, so he doesn't even have to check the other gas because there's no way that that Tech Lab could have been there if both gases weren't taken. And the Reaper, the Grim Reaper, has arrived for Pasildan. And he's following up with a second one. Dragons is already done too. Looks like they might meet in the middle. Little Reaper battles going on. At least Dragons is seen first. So Pasildan is gonna go into the scout, but luckily there is already a Marine ready to give him a warm welcoming. Reapers do beat Marines though. So Reaper jumps up, kills jumps up the cliff, kills a Marine, kills another SCV, microing around. This is good, very great macro from Pasildan, but he does go down to that SCV. So that SCV's kind of got the bragging rights of a generation. He's like, you may have killed a Marine, but dude, I freaking killed a Reaper. And the Marine again gonna come up here, gonna be taken out. Second Marine is finished already, so Pasildan saw that and he's decided, okay, that's it. I have to go down. Both getting their expansions up. The difference though, Dragon's getting his in his expansion, and Pasildan is getting his in his base. So this is where the deviations start off with the build, because this could stay in Pasildan's base. It could just be used as a macro expansion until he feels safe enough to take his expansion and then get up a quick third. But he is going to morph it into the orbital command. Dragon, he's going to be able to have access to those minerals right away, although the saturation is going to be very minimalistic from here. And if he does transfer SCVs from this main mineral line, then of course he's going to have low saturation on both bases. So it's not until really you get that out. Sorry, I was like tripping over myself. I got very little sleep last night. But anyway, like I was saying, Dragon is going to have two bases that are, you know, like not well saturated, but he'll have the time. Once he gets it well saturated, he's going to be, you know, soaring economically ahead. And it looks like Dragon is actually not going to be transferring any SCVs. He is just 2 SCVs away from ideal saturation over here. And he's actually instead rallying both of his orbital commands to the same mineral patch. So yeah, he's essentially making 2 SCVs at a time for 1 base. That's kind of like what it is. So combat shields has finished up there for Pasildan, and now he's starting his stim. And man, my thought pattern today. And Dragon actually opted for stim first. So Pasildan, he got his combat shields, so his Marines are going to be able to handle stim a little better than Dragon's, but you know, Dragon is getting combat shield as well, so that doesn't really matter. Factory is up at the same time for both of these players. Actually, I'm surprised how what feels to be pretty late for these factories from both of the players, because you know, it's TVT, Marine tank all the way, either Marine tank or mech, unless it's the Maru Prime versus Jinro game, which I still have to re-upload because apparently I've forgotten a segment on it, and I think I might have actually deleted the raw videos for it. So that was a really cool game. It was really freaking awesome. It was Jinro going mech versus Maru going bio, and it was actually really back and forth. But the problem is it was an hour and 6 minutes long. It came out to be roughly 50 minutes real time, as well as 10 gig video. So it like took me almost an entire day to get that uploaded. So I probably will recast that for you guys. Factory going down to the bottom, it made a reactor for this starport, so I'm starting to think maybe Dragon is going to be going bio. Pasildan getting the Scango, sees that, oh yeah, the medevacs are coming up. Pasildan, however, I just realized I've been staying inside of Dragon's base the entire time. Pasildan is doing the exact same thing. They're both the same, minus the fact that Pasildan already has his third and he's using that to saturate, as well as he has 2 E-bays as opposed to Dragon's 1, which is actually right there. But he is getting the second one as well as the armory, so is Pasildan, so this is about as mirror matchup as you get. Dragon going to be pushing out here. Pasildan's stim research is done, but I don't know what that butt was going on. He's like, it is done, which I thought for a second would be Dragon's advantage in that game, in the engagement, if he were to push out, because he got stim before Pasildan and his combat shield, because combat shield is so quickly researched, he got his combat shield. So I was thinking, oh, maybe Dragon's gonna have an advantage here with stim versus non-stim Marines, but no, instead Dragon, with both their Marines almost exactly the same, Dragon is going to do some elevator action up here. Going to take out that sentry tower. I like that a lot. Sentry towers are a really great advantage that Terran has, because you know it's almost as if Comsat is going down constantly, minus the composition. You know there's units there. You don't know what kind of units. You can't even tell massive units from regular size units and bio units, stuff like that. But it's nice to know where your enemy's army is going around. It's really convenient. Actually, I do think that might be a little imbalanced. I don't think the game is necessarily unbalanced at all, but I'd have to say that part is imbalanced, just a tidge. So 1-1 about to finish up here for Pasildan, and level 2 weapons already coming up for Dragon. So Pasildan, he's going to have durable Marines, but they won't be able to kill as fast as Dragon's Marines. Of course, Dragon's Marines are going to have this tendency of dying a lot quicker. Siege tanks are finally starting to be pumped out from both players, and siege mode is done for both, I do believe. I better check just to be... No, siege tank hasn't actually been researched for Pasildan, so that's very interesting. Dragon putting up his own sensor tower. He wants to make sure that he catches any drops coming in. There's a single Marine over there, just making sure that there's no bases going down. And looks like we might have a small little drop here for Pasildan. It looks like that there was already a drop or something, because this is wounded. These Marines they were stim, that's it. I don't know if Dragon caught this drop or something, or he caught Dragon's drop. I'm not sure. Sorry about that. Sorry that I missed that, guys. And now Pasildan, he's getting out of there. Dragon, of course, knew that was there because of the sensory tower. And yeah, not much going down, except for they're both just building up their armies and getting ready to move out. We can see both blobs about roughly the same size if we actually look. 46 Marines to 53 Marines, 3 tanks for Dragon, 2 tanks for Pasildan. So yeah, pretty dead even right now, except for Dragon's level 2 attack, which is just about to finish. I wouldn't be surprised to see him move out at all pretty soon with that. In fact, I hope he moves out with that because, you know, that's a great advantage. And here comes the engagement by the looks of it. Siege tanks siege, but the scan is going to tell Pasildan that that's not going to be a great idea to do that. And Dragon going to unsiege, start inching his way forward, better positioning his tanks. I don't know why he would move them lower on the ramp. I'm not 100% sure as to the reasoning behind that. A single Marine decides to load up in the medevac because he doesn't want to die when this engagement does happen. 4th tank coming up for Dragon, level 3 weapons coming up for him as well. He's going to stim forward and just, you know, do some little intimidation tactics, see if he can draw the army into the tank line. Scan goes down again, seeing that there is indeed another tank a little more forward. Pasildan is about to finish his 2-2 as well as level 1 ship upgrades. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a push from him at all from there. And it looks like he's going to be moving out over here, try to get a nice flanking maneuver on Dragon. Of course, he's outside the sensor tower until now. So now Dragon finally realizing where he is. The siege goes up for both of them. A little engagement with Marines in the center. I think a medevac was lost from one of these players. Not sure who lost. I think it might have been Pasildan because he has an uneven number of medevacs. And medevac gonna get ready for a drop. I love this a lot because he's gonna start trying to split up Dragon's forces. Unfortunately, this medevac is gonna meet a missile turret, and there it goes. See, Dragon not even really caring about it. Pasildan is deciding to just back out of that, and we can see Pasildan is actually maxed to Dragon, who's 190. They got Dragon just 1 SCV more than Pasildan, so that means that there is a definite superior Marine amount for Dragon. As we see here, separate army going back into engage in this army. Won't be surprised to see a flanking maneuver coming in at all, but no, Pasildan not going to move his army into it. That's just a huge loss. I think he could have just really taken advantage of that, but at the same time, there were 6 tanks and a handful of Marines waiting for that flank, so of course Pasildan was not going to move into that. Scan going down, revealing that the tanks have indeed moved out of position, and with Dragon kind of playing king of the hill here on this with the Zelnaga tower, he's just going to have superior vision. It's going to be very hard for Pasildan to run into any engagement. Vikings on hold position, going to go down, catching Dragon's tanks on siege. He's going to be able to take out 2 by the looks of it. Marines coming forward, but into his tank line, all the Marines are going to be lost for Pasildan. But yeah, actually, no, there's no buts in there. That was a really bad trade for Pasildan, and he's going to be able to take down. No, he wasn't going to be able to take down 1. Siege tanks over here trying to deny any destruction of that 3rd, and these Marines are like, okay, I give up. And that Marine's like, oh yeah, going to take out 3 Marines. Runs forward to them and takes it out. And here's that flank right there. Actually, fortunately, I missed it because I was paying attention, trying to make a funny joke, which didn't really work. So as we can see here, that Pasildan is now going to be able to gain control of this Zelnaga tower. Siege tanks sieging up on these, or raining hell upon these Marines over here, just because of a scan. And this is going to make it hard for Dragon to, push into it. But at the same time, there's not that much stuff here for Pasildan. You see, he's going to run away, loses the tank, and tries to get his Marines to safety. And Dragon going to take the gold. He's like, hey, I got the middle, I might as well take it. As we can see here, another contingency of Marines and a single tank. Going to pick off another tank there for Dragon. He kind of needs to get his tanks repaired, I feel. Medevac, all these Marines over here got cleaned up. The Medevac's trying to escape that one lone Marine who is going to be able to destroy everything that he so desires. That's a Marine right there. Another Medevac being added. So as you see, that Pasildan's already established his 4th, and he's getting a 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th command center. So when it comes to minerals, Pasildan's going to be pretty set. Command center being built for Dragon. He's probably going to get ready to expand over here, as we can see that small amount of Marines took out that single lone Marine over there. And Marines coming into the sensor tower with a medevac. Pasildan's going to know about this. He's getting up 2 missile turrets, and it is going to gain time. Marines stimming forward into planetary and siege tank lines. So of course everything was just destroyed, but Marine actually lost all of his tanks, all of his Marines there, and all Dragon has left is 1 Marine there. And of course we see here stimming forward into these tanks, going to be able to clean up all the tanks. Really impressive there from Pasildan. Usually you're not going to see much Terran players willingly stim into a siege tank line. And now he's sieging up this planetary fortress with, I think, these 2 tanks and this tank as well. So this is going to be lost because the SCVs are going down. And yeah, 3 tanks going to unsiege, or 4 tanks actually going to unsiege and try to take the middle. But Marines stimming into the tanks. Luckily, there's tank siege back here, so these Marines are going to be cleaned up. As you can see, oh, there's 2 Marines over there. That tank, okay. Still cleaned up. 3 tanks in the back. They're trying to put some supporting fire down. And Dragon wanted to make sure he kept that command center, put down 3 mules to auto-repair, but unfortunately does lose it. So that is not good for him at all. He is going to be getting this expansion, so he can make up. He did lose quite a bit of SCVs. Not a huge amount, but quite a bit. And now Pasildan is starting to slowly take the map. He's just moving well, I thought he was going to move his army over here and siege, but no, he decides to not do that. I guess it's just because of this ledge right here. You could easily set up a tank and siege him from there. As we can see, there might be another battle for the middle here. Marines trying to get past there. They took the most inconvenient way possible there, and that siege tank's holding on pretty well. 16 health and 10 kills. So yeah, he's an impressive tank. He is most definitely rightfully earning his title of sergeant. As you can see here, that Pasildan using one of those command centers over here to establish his 6th base, and Pasildan establishing his tank line up here, and he's going to start taking out this destructible debris. Unfortunately, the medevacs are in the way, are in range of that missile turret, so he's going to get out of there and not destroy that destructible debris because he knows the army there. This army trying to take out that planetary fortress. They will, as well as these Marines that siege up, or that stim into the into those Marines that weren't guarded by tanks. Oh man, SCV's trying to hide. It's a single Marine against a single Marine. This Marine has less health. That Marine has more health. But the difference between this Marine and that Marine is that that Marine has buddies, which are soon to die by the looks of things. Ouch! That is not good at all. It's finally destroying the destructible debris. The siege tank line is established. Marines stimming in, taking up sensor tower and a missile turret. So, yeah, this is actually really even game. This is what I love about TVT. Is just this back and forth, almost like trench warfare. I'm really big into history, and one of my favorite topics in history is World War I. So that's why I really like TVT, because it's very much like that tank. It's very much like the trench lines, where you have the trench coming up, but it also goes up over here and then down here, and it's just really inconsistent, uneven. It looks like Dragon going to be maybe doing some sort of elevator action and dropping Marines onto the tanks. Going to be able to assault them too. Sieges up his tanks, takes out another tank, but it looks like everything here is going to be cleaned up. Only loss of 1 tank and a handful of Marines to, I think, 5 tanks. And now these Marines spinning up. There is nothing to defend these 2 orbital commands, so one is going to go down. And Pasildan here moving into the 3rd. This is the only one of 2 bases for Dragon that is currently mining. As you can see, it's almost out. The only other base that Dragon has is the gold, and it does go down. I don't think any SCVs died in that. Ooh, yeah, a lot of SCVs actually died in that engagement. And we can see here Dragon moving into the 3rd. This massive drop play here, going behind enemy lines. They are the few, they are the proud, they are the Marines. Takes out a single tank, but is going to succumb to these unsiege as well as a single siege tank. Then again, oh no, now they are going to succumb to it. I don't really like what Dragon was doing there. I think he shouldn't have gone for the military units and instead just gone for these units up here. Sentry tower established in the center. So Dragon's going to have complete control. in the center, and Pasildan is going to try to establish his gold base as well. Siege tank taken out. I don't even think it got a kill there. 2 more siege tanks being added, and here comes Pasildan's kind of behind the enemy lines force as well. Here's the siege tank over there. These guys are definitely dancing with danger, dancing with death, and here comes engagement marine on marine. I think Pasildan could have been pretty well off in that engagement because all those marines were really low health, and there was very few medevacs to lots of medevacs there. Then again, I probably would have been wrong. So as you see, refinery being taken out, and just gonna continue here on. Single marine there, making sure that no base is going to be established, and another medevac. I'm surprised there's been no Vikings from either of these players. This missile turret most likely going to be taken out. Yes, it is. Gonna try and take out this siege tank, but unfortunately there's more tanks waiting. Stimming forward, here comes the marines from Dragon. Gonna try and clean this all up. These tanks are not sieged, so they are not going to be able to do much damage to these marines. One sieged up, actually all of them sieged up now. That one goes down, so does that one, and none of the rest. Okay, and I think that was that was an orbital commander that just exploded because Pasildan was trying to establish his gold base. So Dragon, I felt he's kind of behind. As you can see here, another engagement over at Dragon's third. The Marines versus the Marines. Now the siege tanks are gonna start playing a role in this battle, but they do go down, and this small little contingency of Marines is gonna have to fall back eventually. Dragon getting this base established. Unfortunately, there is a Marine harassing the SCVs. Did take one out, and now he is going to die, and this SCV is going to take he's going to bathe in that Marine's blood. And the command center is not being built. Dragon, he sent an SCV to build it, but apparently he didn't actually click on it, and now you can see he's starting to get that command center built up. This command center reestablishing, which I think was destroyed when Dragon brought some Marines over here, and as we can see, more Marines coming in. So Pasildan starting to kind of get mined out. As you see, mined out, nearly mined out actually, and nearly mined out as well. So Pasildan's going to really start needing expansions. The army for Pasildan in the center was completely cleaned up, and here is another army though, ready to replace. And wow, this gold isn't mined out yet. I'm kind of surprised. Usually gold mines seem to mine out faster, and you can see Dragon is having a hard time with this little contingency taking those out, and it's 37 Marines to 39 Marines. Pasildan in the lead with that. 10 to 8 tanks. Pasildan again in the lead. So Pasildan, yeah, he's in the lead for only so long though, because all Dragon's doing is he's sitting back. He's saying, okay, I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to deny you expansions and just defend until I'm able to get my expansions up. And this was unfortunately an orbital command, so it's not going to be able to defend itself even if Marines did come in. These siege tanks going to stop the mining operations there. I wonder if any more, yes, more SCVs were killed. Grand total of 60 to 31 in SCVs killed, and a small memorial will go up on every Terran-held planet to commemorate the workers lost in battle. And now here we go. Here's the engagement. Marines coming forward. They're going to try and deny this gold expansion, but these tanks, they're really giving them a hard time, especially now that the orbital command has lifted up, so he's not going to be able to destroy it with these tanks. And Pasildan, he's going to be taking the center. It looks like he's going to be doing a multi-pronged attack here pretty soon with these tanks. And yeah, just getting ready. I think he's just trying to gauge the range. We can see this medevac came forward to try and deny that. Tanks unsieging. They're going to just move forward. Yeah. Pasildan going straight for the jugular of Dragon. His only mining base is this base. He cannot lose this. This is really going to be... This might be a game ender if he does lose it. And Dragon's army comes forward. Marines stim. Tank siege up. And oh, actually, I thought all the Marines were killed in that engagement, but no, there was Marines behind the tanks using them as a kind of like a shield. As you see, he was able to save some Marines and take the center, but these Marines from Pasildan are not going to be able to take out this planetary fortress due to mass repair. And yeah, now he's just gonna sit here, wait around with these Marines, probably see if there's gonna be any SCVs that are gonna try and expand over here. But lo and behold, there was a command center, a very sneaky command center that snuck into his that snuck right behind his soldiers' eyes and established itself. So SCV is going to be transferred over here, or SCVs are actually going to be used in the army. I'm kind of waiting for a tech switch by Pasildan into mass air, because he's gotten 334. He got 334 all of his air units. And SCVs versus Marines, never a good engagement for the SCVs. I can tell you that right now. Something about guns versus drills just doesn't seem really favorable. And Dragon also took out an expansion over here. So there's just all sorts of action happening. This is, I think, it would be really hard about playing such a high-level TVT. It would be just, having to control separate armies as opposed to usually controlling one big army like PVT or PVZ. So I think that'd be just really hard to do. This game right now is a great display of multitasking skills, because here we have Pasildan going in for the production facilities of Dragon and stimming those Marines forward. Unfortunately, the medevacs weren't able to keep up, so he's going to lose quite a bit of them to these two siege tanks. As you see, this one has 12 kills, this one has 8 kills. So yeah, not good at all. Now, I keep on thinking Marine King for some reason. But as we see here, Dragon is going to be able to clean up these medevacs. He does lose a full medevac of Marines. And another medevac. Don't tell me he's going to lose another. Nope. This game is surprisingly close, just because how long it's going on, and plus the supply. The supply's not close, but Dragon is making it close with just kind of superior positioning. You see all the tanks are going to be destroyed by Dragon. And now the immunity system of Pasildan, these are the white blood cells, and these big ones are just super white blood cells. They are going to go for this pathogen and destroy it, this pathogen known as Dragon's Army. I have no idea why I started talking in bio talk. I have no idea. For those of you who don't know, I really like biology, and that's my major in school, so I might have a tendency of just nerding out about biology, so. Meal's being dropped, but they're not going to be able to take out anything. Dragon not actually moving that command center anywhere. He doesn't have any command centers now. Oh no, this might force a stalemate, because there's no mining base. Well, now there's a mining base for Pasildan, but Dragon, he has no orbital commands. Does he even have workers? He has a single SCV, and Dragon. No, I was about to say Dragon left the game, but no, that his base is being revealed. Oh, this isn't good at all. He cannot make anything. He has no minerals. As you see, his economy is 0-0. He has 41 minerals. He doesn't have enough to make a single Marine or SCV. So I have no idea how he's going to get himself out of this situation. The tanks, siege jump. This is it. This is all Dragon has. So he decides. I think he's trying to think that if I can take out his mining bases, I could at least force a draw in here. And as you can see, actually, surprisingly enough, there's some more units over here, that was from here. That's where those are from. So Marine, God, stop calling him Marine King Prime. He's not. So Dragon is going to just try and use positioning to win this game, but unfortunately, the medevac patrolling was going to be able to see the siege tanks and siege them up. Now Marines are going to try and take them out. I don't like that. Oh no, he's going to drop them. Okay, that's even better. And as we see, Dragon going to try and take out this base, and it does go down, but he doesn't know about this base, unfortunately. So, yeah. And oof, man, that's one thing that Dragon cannot afford right now. He cannot afford to lose anything. So drops going down on the tanks. He lost these tanks. Now he's going to lose. He's not going to lose those tanks actually. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Pasildan just do a death push right here with all these units into this single siege tank and 8 Marines. So oh no, he's actually going to fall back and concede control of the middle to it, losing a bunch of SCVs. There goes the siege. Oh, there is still a Marine tank there. And that's it for Dragon. This game is over. There's no way Dragon can win now. He just lost his last tank. Flanking Marines came in. Everything was destroyed. So, yeah, there's the GG from Dragon. Pasildan takes the game in a kind of drawn out, really back and forth game as well, might I add. So I'm sorry. I'm really tired right now. Sorry if it seemed like my casting was a little lackluster. I've been trying to watch myself say and trying to trying to make that so it's more of a consistent speech coming out from me, which apparently I have a hard time with. There's actually a single unit out for Dragon. What is it? It's a single SCV. I wonder where that is. Well, I'm not gonna look for it. Okay, I lied. I'm gonna look for it. So yeah, sorry if the casting didn't exactly seem on par. It's just I barely got any sleep last night. I've been trying to. I'm probably gonna take a rest and then do the remaining casts for this day. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the game as much as I enjoyed casting it. And I'm just letting myself go on the now. If you like this game and you want to see more like it, that really back and forth action, constantly trying to keep up on it. Unfortunately, there's too many battles going on, so I couldn't be there all at once. Please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me go, and I know I've had today I've been having a slow stream of subscribers. I think 3 people subscribed to me today, and every single time I got that email, I'm just like, you are awesome. Also, if you want, you can follow me on Twitter. I am at nerd_craft. You'll just get updates about what I'm going to be casting, what kind of games, whether they're PvZ, TvZ, ZVP, things like that, as well as some players, as well as players that I reveal as well. I also guarantee you at least 3 games a day. So I'm just trying to think here. Yeah, that's it, I do believe. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this game. Sorry about the subpar casting and kind of the after the game rambling that I appear to be doing. So please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the game as much as I enjoyed casting it. My name is Nerdcraft. That's it. I am out.